Hello and welcome to episode 24 of this Let's Play series. We are playing Factorio. And in the last episode we ended with this whole copper line being folded up and not moving very much, so we're not being able to empty this uh, tiny bit of iron down here. So I actually removed a couple of the miners up here, but that's still not does not have enough effect. And as such, I was looking as to the reason why that this is back up. It's not because we're not smelting enough copper, not anything like that. It's actually because we are not smelting enough iron. So the copper line back up because we don't have enough iron. And the reason of that is because all these things have mined out. So I'll go ahead and flop a couple of these down. I think this is probably as much as I can do. Pick those up, and then let's just go ahead and take these out so that we split this to both branches, because this branch is folded up and this branch is not. So just going to try and get this more iron going down this branch. So this is no longer necessary. Let's just do that. And then this whole line here is also empty. So it's really just this whole set being split into two. I need more light, because it's really dark over here. So this guy's empty. This guy's not. This guy's empty. So this patch of iron is going out pretty quickly, and it's a good thing we're building a new train depot, because well, not a new train depot, a train depot, because we'll be needing it shortly. So iron line is a little bit fuller now. Still not enough to affect the copper line down there though. One thing I do also need to do is start moving all the empty resources, get a way to get them all into a throughout bucket brigade over here, and just back to where they're needed. So anyway, that's the gist of it. I'll go ahead and pause the recording here a little bit, and I'll come back when I have addressed the iron issues, or figure a way to address it, because right now think I'll rebalance this belt at least so that we can use more of the underside of the belt. Definitely do that. So this way, nope, that still does not work. Still use more of the upper side and the lower side. Well, the other possibility is to just temporarily mine all these things and put them into a chest. Need to do here is actually something really funky. Actually go up. So split some of those and put them on upper side. So the lower side actually get fed into the upper side. So this get all these guys running, which is what we want. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and pause the recording and go ahead and find more iron so that we can smelt all of those and get them going. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so what I ended up doing is just fully mine this iron patch, not in the most aggressive way possible, but just mine the odds and end over here and just get it all funnel through here. And before we have a merge point right here, which limit both of these into one single belt. Now we have these two sort of main branches go down into this balancer over here, and it gets split equally to both sides. So now the iron belt is a little bit more full. All these guys are running. Not all these guys, well, all of these guys are running as well. So all of the smelters smelting, and the iron line is pretty much full. The copper line now is no longer full, which means we can start to bring up a little bit more copper. Okay, and the only reason I was there is because I want to add a couple more of these what do we call these, efficiency module level 2 into these furnaces. So now they use 36 kilowatts versus 72 kilowatts, so half. As far as electricity is concerned, I think we're doing just fine. We're fully charged at 5.4 gigajoule. Oh, and we just finished rocket damage. Research damage 2. Might as well do that. Can we craft ourselves a rocket launcher? Can. Can't make rockets though. Those I want to eat just for giggles. We'll build a rocket at some point. Probably when it's too late. Anyway, so the copper line is now less than satisfied, which is good. So we can put some more of those guys back. This one is about to become empty soon. Just want to make sure that we saturate this line here. We're now almost saturated. Put one more back. I think we can use one more. Might as well put this one back here. Okay. So this should deplete pretty quickly. Then when that does, we can rearrange these a little bit more and try to mine the rest of it. And then we can connect this train station. This is the drop off. It's just called depot. So the idea behind the train depot is that we have a active provider chest that will unload everything from the train, and then we can use requester chests and robots to funnel ores to wherever we need to. So now if I put one here just for test, can I? No, I cannot tell it what to store. So it might make sense to have separate depot for iron and copper, just because if we mine so much copper or iron, we have a chance of overloading the depot. That's almost done. Okay, so once again I'll pause the recording and tinkle around a little bit more, and I'll come back when something exciting happens. See you then. So I was looking around the factory a little bit more. Hadn't had any chance to tinker with anything yet. And I saw that our plastic production was really low, and I came back up here, and apparently that's because our coal has been mined out. So add some more coal mines. And one thing I was thinking about is, instead of researching rocket damage, I should really be looking at robot speed. Because the factory is relying on a lot of these things. Full robot counts, combat 2, gun turret, speed 3. Let's do this one. Because we want them to be fast. Let's see if this is enough coal for the plastic. It should. Because right now, right now just one of those is enough to get 2 of these guys running. So when we have all 3 of those running, actually before I do that, I can probably remove some of these now. Because there's no more coal over there. But this belt is a little bit more full. If I'm not stuck on things, I might be able to run down here and see if there's enough coal for this guy. And there is some coal coming down here. There's still not enough coal. There's barely enough coal for this guy, which means we need more coal miners. Run this down. Some of these guys in here. Power line. Now light. Now we should have a lot more coal. And stand along this belt and see what happened when we get to the chemical plants. So before, we didn't have enough for this guy. With this influx, we should be able to. go. There's enough coal down here for this guy to run pretty much non-stop. And if there's more coal, then it should start backing up here a little bit. But there's not. Oh, look at that. Definitely research more of that stuff. So these guys will fly 55%. Faster, which is excellent. Okay, and I'll pause the recording again and look for more things to tinker. I'll come back in a little bit. So the other thing I noticed was that there's not a lot of irons coming down for the red circuits production here. So, because we actually split that off from the green circuit production and use it. So what I'm going to do is to give it its own line. So for that end, I've split up a little bit more iron over here. And bring it down this way. So that way we don't use so much of the iron from this line. Instead, use some a little bit further downstream, but it should still give us better throughput here. There we go. Now we have more green circuit flowing. Before we have barely any green circuits, and because of that barely any red circuits. And we use red circuits for pretty much everything. So of course that means now we use up iron at even a faster rate. So main two draws of iron are still here and here. Everything down the line is backing up. Maybe. Things are moving now though, which means some of these red circuits may have triggered other things to run faster now. So over here we are missing, what are we missing? We research red, green, blue and purple. So we're missing purple sign pack. And purple sign packs are being made here. And it is missing these guys, because there's not enough red circuit coming down here. Barely any production of this stuff at all. We can probably look at the production to see. let's go to the 1 minute. We produce 0.8 of these per minute. Not a whole lot. So we are smelting only about 1,000 of these and 500 of these a minute. Let's go to 1 hour mark. We barely make any of these. 0.7 a minute. That's amazing. And again, that's because we don't have enough red circuits. And red circuits are being used for everything. So from up here, we come all the way back and we split up some to make purple up here and some to make purple there. Which is quite okay, I suppose, because we have a decent amount of it in the network. That's filled up, so those two branches of the purple circuits are not being used very much, which means the majority of the red circuits are coming through downstream all the way down. The first split from there is actually to go to make blue blue beakers or aluminium flask cyan packs. These guys are running pretty much non-stop. And they're running pretty much non-stop. We'll go ahead and make them a little bit more efficient. Of course, I mean they work a little bit faster as well, and they will actually get, well, there's not enough circuits for them anyway. And half of that come down here for all this stuff, which is why we don't have enough purple circuits production. So we might just need to double this up. Unfortunately, we put our signs right where we need them. So one option is, of course, to move the signs, set up down. You can certainly do that. All I have to do is run these 4 belts to wherever, and then we can just put our signs there. So I think I'll do just that. Because I need this area to make more red circuits. This is so tight too. Wow. And we might also run into this spaceport here. Not spaceport, but roboport here. Okay. Let's see if we can move this stuff elsewhere. Let's go ahead and get some new blueprint. Do I have any temporary blueprint? I do not. Let's just stick them as far down here as we can. Let's go ahead and remove these. There's a massive amount of robots running around. What we'll also do is get one of these requester chests. We'll request some, not space science, but military science. So now, there's some of these weird stuff going on over here. I can probably optimize that a little bit. So I shall. So what I'll do is move all these things around and I'll come back in a little bit. I'll see you then. So before I reroute all these belts, I figure I'll go ahead and move the science stuff. So that's what I'm doing now, just removing all the science labs and belts and things. Now, of course, a lot of those sign packs have been moved. So is there any things that are not powered? Everything is powered. Nope, not everything is powered. Okay, so those are not powered. What I'm going to do is just request all the sign pack that I can. And need to build some more light. Should just request some light. so dark. Okay, so over there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 belts coming in. Do the same here. Let's bring ourselves over here a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 belt. So this is the third belt there. Are we not making military sign pack? Oh, that's because we need more power. And then over there, do we have fast inserter? I don't remember anymore. Long-handed inserter. Then let's go ahead and remove this whole thing here. I do have a ton of sign packed on me. Let's go ahead and just transfer them all over. Possibly because the my personal robots have been picking them up. So this can be the blue and purple line. Let's go ahead and remove this portion of the blue line, that portion, blue and purple. Then we just bring the red and green down this way. Take this out of the way. And again, remove these. Okay, so we now have red, green, purple, everything is coming this way, and research is moving again. Which is fine. Let's see if we can get our red circuit production, which is this thing here, line up over here. Except it doesn't say what this is. This is not red circuit. This is something else altogether. Depot, curve, green circuit, there we go, red circuits. Now instead of doing this, I would actually go ahead and copy the other one, because they have the machine level 3 and the all the modules in it. So let's just go ahead and copy that. So let's clear this one. Copy this from this point on. So we won't need that this thing here, but that's okay. So there's a little problem with the belt. That's so close. So if they build what you can, go ahead and try to do that. Run over here, take that out. Let's pick up an efficiency module somewhere. All these guys don't have power. They should soon. All these guys are waiting for something. Maybe just waiting for charging. So this is the iron line. Certainly bring it down this way. That's iron. Because I don't think there's enough copper coming through. These guys actually make any copper to make any coil. So we might have to split a double line of copper to go down this way. Wow. So balance right here. And split another. Don't have enough room, unfortunately. What I can do though, I was going to say to balance right before it, but that doesn't make any difference because we already have a balancer over here. So not enough copper there. I'll feed some more of the other stuff down first, and then we'll figure that out. So now the outside line is supposed to come this way. We are actually going to stop short here. We're going to run this down. That way. Over here. So go ahead and do that. So assuming that we have some copper coming down this way, simulate that by just drop some of these guys here. And we couldn't build some of these things because we don't have anything to automatically make them. Okay, so we do have red circuits coming through. So need copper coil down this way. But there's no room for it to put down because there's a light here. Okay. Oh, that's bad. It's off by 1. Because that's the wrong side of the belt. Okay. So that doesn't work. Can, however, jump it all the way across. Which we will. Okay, so we have that going like so. Just because we want to avoid that stuff. Take all that stuff out. Put the light back in. Of course the problem here is we still are short of copper. So I need to figure a way to get this copper down. I can jump this one more. Can't jump that any further. So how far can I jump one of these guys now? It's pretty far because I think there is an update. So I can jump 5. Okay. With that in mind, how do I get more copper down here? Because I don't think I can just put, no I cannot. I can certainly move this. Steel coming down this way. I can move steel somewhere else. Or I can just make this a strictly requester operating. I think this is basically what they call analysis paralysis. One of those there, those there. So copy some of those there. Let's put all the solar panel we have in there. Then I can just remove all the stuff. steel. Remove that as well. Of course, there's not enough green circuit coming this way either. Probably because we're using up so much copper. So that's one copper line. Now I can bring another line down this way and merge it in. That should give me enough copper. Let's see if that allows us to make any more red circuits. So there's copper coming to the first block. Now there's copper coming to the second block. Does it come all the way down here? And it does. And they will be making coil this way, and some of these guys will run. Okay. Now I just need to run this all the way up and up there and merge it up. Okay, can I put this somewhere else? Pretty sure I can. Put that there. Block that up. Kill that. Kill that. That in there. Okay, so we almost double up our red circuit production. Probably at the expense of something else. It's almost, because over here we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 these, and we only run 10 here. Because we have to work around this roboport and this section of jest production here. So we definitely need more copper smelting now. At least we have filled up this blue circuits section over here, and we are now dumping a lot more red circuits down in the purple signs. Oh, that would probably be the problem. Rats, 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 rats. Okay, we need to hover up some of these blue stuff over here. Okay, that would explain a lot. Because of why it stops and why we actually have circuits backing up. Only because I made a mistake. Still, I think we are now actually being limited by the research speed of these guys. Oh, maybe not. They just kill up that whole section of purple side packs. So now these guys need, how many things do they need? They need 3 things. They need engines. The engines being made down here. So they're being made over here. And we're actually not making engine. Not making engine because there's no steel coming down here. The reason that there's no steel is because I mess up something and there's no steel coming down. So this line needs to be steel instead of iron. So over here I split up iron. Oh, I think what might happen is one of the recipes may have been changed again. Which is okay. I just need to run steel down this way. And then I need to hover up all the iron. And steel. So let's see if we can get this start running again. Okay, we have engine being made, all of them. And we only have half of this line running because we did not pipe things down this way. So we didn't have enough stuff. At least I think that's the reason. pipes being made somewhere. That is not enough. These are pipes over here. But we don't want that. Or maybe we do. Because obviously we're using up pipes. These do not need pipes anymore. Okay. So I guess there's a whole bunch of recipe changes that I need to figure out. Let's get this one here. Get some pipes down that way. Get the very last tree there. Let's get our pipes coming down that way. This one consume 42 kilowatts versus 90. Okay, that is worth it. Okay, now we have pipes coming down again. And we are making enough gear wheels, so that's not a problem. The engines are being consumed rather quickly. I actually read through all the change logs between the last version that I recorded and this one, and I did not see any mention of recipe change. And I think the only recipe change I found so far is for the engines here, but we might have to look. And make sure that is the case. Some of those down there. Just run all these down. That is for the outside. Well, we'll just flip this one then. Need one more of those. Need to get rid of that tree. So now that we double up on these, we probably need to double up on the coil and gear wheels up here as well. Copy this. Not including the pipe. Which means there's not enough iron coming down this way now. Because the iron is split. So we are going to do the same thing that we did with the copper. Just to split this one more time. And merge it back then. So these guys here are probably not. No, they're doing fine. Maybe I messed up in something. Maybe I only changed this one and not that one down there, maybe? I don't know. Whatever it is, hopefully it is now fixed. So now we're actually making a little bit more purple signs than we did before. Alright. Now that is rubaric speed. How about carrying capacity? We should definitely research that. Okay. So finally have a not really long episode. But I think that's how it's going to be with Factorio. Maybe I'll figure a way to chop it up in smaller segments. But just feel like we need to. There's so much to do, and so I just feel like there's just have to record these in longer session. Anyway, let's go ahead and take these out. Just go ahead and take these out as well. So we're almost out iron. These are all mined out. So definitely need to start mining. Look at the map real quick. So we need to mine this over here and really get that drain depot up and running. Now, talking about that, have we finished mining out that iron patch? If we have, I would like to connect my rail finally. Yes, we have. Excellent. Okay. So now I can actually run my rail right across. I think I actually have a section of straight rail. Just straight rail. Yes, no, maybe. No, I do not. Just gonna cross that there. Because we can. Now my train can actually go somewhere else. So if I take a train station, so I'll go ahead and run a little bit longer now. There's iron here as well. I can also just mine that. I also do want to just use the train because, you know, it's cool. So this is our little iron patch over here. Wow. Very unfortunate place. But we should be able to just mine it. So I think I'll take the. This is actually the depot. It's actually interesting because I don't know how much rail I need. In order to come on. It's one of parallel. It was almost there. There you go. That's what I need. Actually don't know how much I can go. Just like that. So now I put a station thing. Right there. Call this the iron one. Let's see if we can drive the train here. Definitely need to stick a signal there. Let's go find our train. Let's see if we can drive to Iron 1. Actually, I can access the trains remotely, I believe. Trains. Let's open train menu. Oh, there you go. Let's add to Iron 1. from that. There you go, here's the train. Do a little loop. Stop there because it doesn't know. Because the signal's all messed up, I believe. So let's go find out why the signal is messed up. There's the train. Delete the signal. Go, please. Can't because that signal is red. Why is that signal red? That's one screen there. So I might have to fix all those. Because I think the signal there somehow is not right. And here is the train. And look at that. We actually have enough. Oh. Train. Go to manual, please. Please go to item 1. That one there's blinking. Not sure why. Let's get a couple of these inserter. Wait, I thought I have it on. Manual. Let's make sure that that is the case. Manual, please. Every time I did that, it switched. So when it gets here, then I need to stop. Okay, so now it stops. So if we get some iron ore right here, I can just pipe them down this way and that should pick them up. But that is going to be for next time, because for now, actually I'll put a couple in, just for giggles. We'll try to mine this as fast as we can. Had some miner somewhere. Miners right there. So I'll just butt this up right against this. think what I'll do very simply right now, set one of those here, those there. At some point we'll add more. There should be enough stuff down here to build this eventually. Now we'll just run this. Need to be running around like that, or like that. Okay, now if we energize these things, apparently that does not connect. That should fill those up. By the time we get to the depot, then we can unload it. But again, that will be for next time. Until then, I'll build a couple more miners, just because I can. Because it's hard to put this game down. This may not be the best way to do this, because I might not be able to energize all of them. Let's find out. Yes, I can. Okay, and we'll continue doing this. So one of these wagons can hold a lot. And the idea is that we'll take the depot, empty all these things out, and send them to the smelter. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.